Hi everybody, my name is Venkat. Today I am going to give a demo on SAP HANA. So the topics that I am going to cover as part of this demo are: what is SAP HANA, and why HANA, and content, covered as part of HANA training, then a practical demo on the system. So before I start what is HANA, we'll discuss about why we need HANA, or instead of I say why we need HANA, why customer need a change in his landscape. Does customer really looking for any change in his landscape or not? We'll see now. So basically, if we look into the customer landscapes we have in current market, what are the challenges or what are the concerns that customers are facing? See, mainly customers are facing three types of challenges. The first one is when they want to analyze a billions of data, or when they want to analyze a big data and find out some patterns from the data, it's taking a lot of time. So we can say a report execution time is taking a long time. So this is one of the concern that customers are facing. And the second one is, see, when we look at the data warehouse solutions that we have in market, are all contains aggregated layers, are all contains different staging layers, and at the end we are going to provide aggregated information to the user. Okay. So because of these layers and the a functionality of data warehouse solution, whatever the data we are giving to the customer is yesterday's one. That means till yesterday we are able to provide the data. In few cases we can provide data with minimum lagging time, but it requires more efforts. So now customers are looking for real-time data. See, if they want to do some trade promotion, they don't want to do the trade promotion based on yesterday's data. They want to do trade promotion based on what is going on in my organization right now. So mainly customers are looking for a real-time data. So customers are looking for real-time data. And the third one is, when we say we are going to give aggregated data to the customer, why we are giving aggregated data? Because of the incapability of existing databases. See, when we say existing database, whatever the databases we have all are RDBMS databases. So RDBMS or relational database. So when we say relational database, these are just simply disk-based databases, kind of spinning devices. You can either read the data from that, or you can write back the data into that. See, our traditional databases cannot do any calculations. It cannot perform any actions. You insert the data or you take the data from that. And it has its own limitations. See, when we say our hard disk, simple, database is nothing but our hard disk. So it can only rotate 5400 rotations per second. and in each routine it can give only certain amount of data. Because of the restrictions we have on a relational database, whatever the innovations we are getting at process level, or at CPU technology, we are unable to you know use those technologies properly at database level. So why? See, even if I have 30 or 40 GB or RAM, which can capable of doing a million actions at a time, if my database is unable to give the proper data in minimum time, there is no use with the 30 GB RAM. So what we need to look at is, we should able to we should try to find out an alternative way, or we should try to find out a new way to have a new database, instead of a disk based database, which can provide faster execution to my processor or to my RAM, so that it can do all that calculations in minimum time. Now the third one, that customers are facing is, in any data warehousing solution we are going to have multiple layers, then give the result data set to the user. So when we say result data set, see, it contains a very summarized data. So when we say summarized data, earlier it was fine for the customers. Now what customers is looking for, they want to, they would like to have they would like to have a look till their bottom of the transactions, or they want to they want to look at their data till last level of granularity. So now customers are looking for granular data. So see, why they need granular data? See, if they have granular data, they can take right decisions in right time. See, if I have aggregate a summarized data, I can only assume that if I take this decision, this might happen. Whereas if I have a very granular level data, I can take a right decision. I'm sure if I take this decision, this is going to happen. See, that gives more benefits to the customer. So these are the main three challenges that customers are facing. So can we have a database, or can we have a database that can overcome these three challenges? So the first one is report execution taking time. So why report execution is taking time? Because of our database incapabilities. Because of that incapabilities, we are trying to create fields, or we are trying to populate the fields in runtime. So if I want to create fields in runtime, it takes a lot of time. So now, whereas if I can keep my entire data in RAM, obviously I can solve all these issues. So how can I keep my data in RAM? Because when we say organization data, it's going to be TBs or 100 GBs. So how can I keep it? So when we say HANA is nothing but high performance analytical appliance. So now, if we want to have the data in RAM, you need the size of your existing database. So when we look at from from 20 or 15 years. See, 20 years back, if you have a floppy which is 3.1 MB of which is 3.1 MB data storage capability, is great. I mean, he has a floppy. Now even child has a 16 GB RAM, a 16 GB pen drive. See, what we can say from this is, the data storage device, or the data processor devices cost has gone down drastically. So because of this, what SAP thought is, why can't we store our entire data in RAM so that I can solve these issues? So when we say a HANA is a database which stores data in RAM. So RAM is nothing but memory. Okay, that is why we'll call this as in-memory database. So HANA stores entire data in RAM. So RAM works as a database in HANA. Now, see, the question is, how can I project this to the customer? See, if I go and ask the customer, okay, you have 1 TB data size in your hard disk now. You buy the RAM of 1 TB, you will get very good performance, or you will get real-time data. See, if I want to buy 1 TB hard disk, it might cost me 6,000 or 7,000, let's say 10,000. Whereas if I want to buy 1 TB RAM, it cost me 1 lakh. Not even 1 lakh, it cost me 5 lakhs. So how can I project this to the customer? So when it comes to projection it to the customer, if customer uses HANA, they will get very good compression ratio. So what is compression? When we talk about any normal databases, traditional databases stores data in row store type of storage. When it comes to HANA uses column storage, because of which customer get a lot of compression ratio. Compression ratio is nothing but if customer has 1 TB data size in his existing hard disk, when he export when he moves all his data from his RDB normal database to HANA database, it can compress to even 100 GB also, based on the type of data customer has. So now see, I can ask customer, you no need to buy 1 TB HANA system, you just buy 100 GB HANA system. Now customer thinks, okay, let me try this. So that is how we can project to the customer. So when we say HANA is an in-memory database with column storage. So as we store all the data in RAM, the execution, or if you want to fetch the data, or if you want to insert the data, the time is going to be a milliseconds, not even seconds. So the normal speed of RAM to read the data is, it can read 1.2 billion records per second. Now you can assume how much fast it is. Okay. So this is about why customer need a change in his landscape now, and how HANA can fit into customer landscape, and what are the advantages that customer is going to get with SAP HANA. So now when we say HANA, we can create two types of landscapes with HANA. We can create SAP BW on HANA, and the second one is Open HANA, or standalone HANA. Okay. So now when we say SAP BW on HANA is going to work as a pure database. So what we are going to do in this scenario is, we are going to replace existing database of BW with HANA. Now the second scenario comes Open HANA. See, Open HANA is for the customers who doesn't have SAP in their landscape at all. So how can we, create a landscape, or how can we make a data warehousing solution with HANA? See, when I said abbreviation of HANA, I told it's an appliance. So when we say appliance, it's going to be a pre-configured one from the vendor. See, we have different vendors like IBM, HP, Dell, Fujitsu, from where we can buy HANA hardware. So apart from the HANA hardware is nothing but a database. We also get HANA Studio. When we say HANA Studio, it's a user interface for the developers and for the administrators, from where we can do all our modeling and administrative activities of HANA system. Okay, so when we look at the landscape of HANA system, so when we look at the we'll have HANA a database. Let me draw the diagram, that will be useful. So we'll have HANA database. On top of it, we'll have HANA Studio. So HANA Studio is going to be user interface for all the users. HANA Studio, using which we are going to do all the administrative activities. Okay. So now I have HANA Studio on database. So the question is, how can I load data from my source system? Source system can be anything, to HANA database. So see, there are different scenarios. See, when we say HANA, we can have a real-time data loading, and we can also have ETL loading. ETL or batch loading. So when we say real-time loading, we are going to use SLT system. SLT is nothing but SAP landscape transformation, using which we can do a real-time replication from either SAP source or non-SAP source to HANA database. Okay. The second one, see, obviously, when we take any customer doesn't want to have a real-time replication for all his source system, for all his OLTP system, because that doesn't make any sense at all. So customer want to have a real-time replication for the data which he thought is sensitive, very sensitive, or want to have real-time data analytics on top of that. And for the remaining data sets, or for the remaining tables, we'll do ETL. So ETL can be done using data services, SAP Business Objects data services. So we can use SAP BODS to do ETL loading from any source to HANA database. And apart from these two, we also have a flat file loading, which is which has a lot of new features and easy to use interface, using which we can load data from our local desktops to HANA database with a minimum manual efforts. So now we have the data in HANA database. So how can I make this data available for my reporting layer? That is going to be next question. So that is possible with HANA Studio. So what we are going to do with HANA Studio is, we are going to create models on top of the tables we have in HANA database. So we can create three types of models in HANA. We can create attribute views, analytic views, and calculation views. So attribute views are nothing but our master data information using which we are going to analyze our facts or analyze our measures. And analytic view is a multi-dimensional modeling which is best suitable for reporting. And calculation view is used to join your one or more analytic views or one or more attribute views, or we can also use tables in calculation views. So whatever the models we create in HANA are all logical representations. Those are all views. It doesn't contain any data physically. So when we say HANA database is going to store data at a central point, at one point, at one location, and whatever the objects we create in HANA are going to be logical representations. So because of that, the we are able to avoid a data redundancy in HANA system, or we are able to avoid data duplicacy in HANA system, which is best practice in any database. Okay. Now once we have the models, obviously we need to have a reporting layer on top of HANA, using which we can create reports and we can give it to the customer. So that a reporting tool we can use on top of HANA is SAP Business Objects suite. So we can use SAP Business Objects, or let me write BOBI 4.0 reporting tools on top of HANA Studio to create the reports and give it to the user. So this is going to be a typical landscape of Open HANA scenario. When we say the first one, SAP BW on HANA, we are just going to replace the existing database with HANA, and whatever the modeling activities and administrative activities we are going to perform from BW end. So that is the reason HANA only works as a database. When it comes to Open HANA scenario, HANA works as a database and HANA works as a modeling tool. That is the difference between a BW on top of HANA and Open HANA scenarios. So this is introduction about SAP HANA and how we can use HANA in customer landscapes. Then I'll give you our content of what we are going to cover as part of our training. So as I explained earlier, we are going to have introduction session, why HANA and what is HANA and what are the features of SAP HANA. Then we'll have architecture. Architecture is at database level. What are the different components that we have in HANA database, and what is the functionality of each and every component. And we'll also see what is the difference between row store and column storage, how it differs, and how we are going to get that compression ratio. Good compression. Okay. Then comes a landscapes, like what I explained, a BW on HANA, and then Open HANA, and what is the roadmap of HANA from SAP. What they want to do, or what is the vision of SAP about SAP HANA. Then we'll come to data provisioning. So data provisioning, we'll see SLT, SAP landscape transformation and flat file loading, then BODS, BO data services. Then comes to modeling activities. Modeling, as I said earlier, we can create three types of models in HANA: attribute views, analytic views, and calculation views. We'll see in detail about each and every object and what are the different things that we can do at each level and how to do it in practical. Then comes a reporting tools, a reporting layer. So a reporting layer, we can use SAP Business Objects 4.0, which is compatible with SAP HANA, and we can create reports using any of the tool we have in Business Objects. So when we say business objects, we have different reporting tools in business objects. We have crystal reports, we have web intelligence, we also have explorer, and analysis office, then we also have a new two new tools, visual intelligence and predictive analysis. So you can connect any of these tools to SAP HANA and do reporting. So we'll also see how we can connect these tools to HANA. Okay. So as part of reporting, we'll see what are the interfaces we need to connect reporting tools to HANA, and we'll see creation of universe using information design tool, and on top of universe we'll use web intelligence to create reports, and we'll use BO Explorer to analyze data instantly without any pre-formatted reports. Then comes one of the main part in database, security. So at the end we'll also see security and user management. When it comes to security, how you can give row level security and how you can give data on security and data. We'll also look at how to create roles and how to create users, and we'll also see what are the different privileges that we have in SAP HANA and how to use those privileges. So this is the content that we are going to cover as part of our HANA training, SAP HANA training. Now I'll show you a simple demo which gives information about how we can design entire data flow in SAP HANA. So now I have a Excel sheet which has information about sales details and customer info, product details and region details as dimensions, or we can say these are all master data and this is my transaction data, sales details information. Now for this I have created 4 tables in HANA Studio. So this is how HANA Studio looks. So I have created 4 tables. So these are all users. So I am using user system. So under system user, I have created a customer info table. Then we also have product info table. Then a region info, and then sales details fact. So we have all the tables and data readily available in these tables. So as I said earlier, if you want to load data from your desktop, we can use flat file loading. So if you want to do flat file loading, we have to click on import option, import. So data from local file. Then here you can select the file location, then select field delimiter, and then whether header rows exist or not. Then if you want to import all data from Excel, you can import, or if you want to import only particular data set, then you can specify from which line to which line you want to import. And if you want to create new table based on the fields you have in Excel, you can select create new table, or if you want to load it to existing table, then you can select existing one. So this is how we can load data to HANA system using import option from flat file. Okay. So once we have the tables and data available, then we can go ahead and create models. So models, whatever the models we create in HANA are all located in content folder, content, and then this is nothing but package. So when we say package is a grouping of modeling objects. So under each package we'll have attribute views, analytic views, calculation views and analytic privileges created by any user. So we have views readily available. So as I said, for master data we'll create attribute views. So these 3 are master data in our scenario: customer info, product details and region details. So I have created 3 attribute views for them. So this is how attribute view looks, and these are the fields I have selected for my output. So in the same way, we have attribute views for product and then region also. Then I have created analytic view which combines my transaction data table. This is my transaction data table, and I want to join this transaction data table with these three dimensions so that I can do multi-dimensional reporting. So here you will have, in data foundation we are going to select our transaction data table, and in logical view I'm going to map the three attribute views we have created for master data with my transaction data table, so that I'll get a multi-dimensional model. So now once you activate this one, we can use this button to activate this green arrow mark. Once this is done, you can check the data preview whether your model is correct or not. You can check it and see whether you are getting data or not. Okay, so you are getting data, that means your model is correct and giving data. So once you have the model, then we can go ahead and create reports on top of this model. So before we create a report, we have to have a universe on top of the view we have created in HANA. So because see, when we say BO, certain BO reporting tools can be directly connected to HANA, or certain reporting tools need a universe between your HANA models and your reports. So in our scenario, I'll take a BO Explorer, Business Objects Explorer tool. Business Objects Explorer, which doesn't need a universe. So once that the model is ready in SAP HANA, then we can go ahead and log into the launchpad of BO, Business Objects Tools. So launchpad is nothing but user interface portal for Business Objects solution. So from where users can log in and execute their reports. So this is the symbol for Business Objects, Business Object Explorer tool. So once the tool opens, we have to create info view based on top of our models we have in HANA. So once that info view is created, then we can analyze the data using BO Explorer. So we'll see how we can create info view. I hope we already have info view. This that doesn't take much time to create info view. It's just a 4 steps procedure, which not even take 2 minutes to create info view. Let this info view open. See, we have info view already created. If you want to check, if you want to analyze the data, just directly click on that info view, and it gives you analysis window, new analysis window. Whatever the data which is accessible based on our authorization, it will display all the data. Then after that, we can change our parameters, or we can change our dimensions to do proper analytics. So these are the different measures we have. We have amount sold and quantity sold and margin. Then we also have information for different years. We also have information about different articles. Say suppose I want to check information about year 2001. Just click on 2001. Then it gives. So based on each article, what is the amount sold in 2001. So if you want to remove that filter, click here. Or if you want to change the graph, you can take here. Say suppose I want to have column chart, you can. If you want to have pie chart, then you can select here. So it all happens in seconds, it doesn't even take more than a second. So you can see here all 0.2 0.1 seconds. So this is how you can use business objects tools on top of HANA models we have created in HANA Studio. So this is about a demo, and when it comes to a training, we have both weekday and weekend classes. Then the duration of training is going to be around 35 hours. Thanks for watching a video. Thank you.